told the manager something was leaking gas, and he's like, as long as it's a CO2 system, it's a feature. So it's not the CO2 system, are we all going to die? Is that what's happening right now? She's like, confidently, she's like, no, we're not all going to die. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. That's an affirmation for today. I'm definitely not going to die from a natural gas in a brewery today. That's my affirmation every day now. What's up, dudes? How are we? What are we talking about? We're talking about how good that pizza was? Yeah. She's like, I'm talking about my tummy problems right now. Leave me alone, you fucking weirdo. Listen, I know what I look like, alright? I'm aware that I look like I just got back from destabilizing a government in South America, okay? But, we're gonna make it through this right now. You laughed way too hard at that. That hurts my feelings. Anyways. Anyways, let's please welcome your next comic on stage, everybody, Alvaro Mendoza! What's up, you pieces of shit? And that's how I introduced myself when I met my girlfriend's parents. We're not together anymore. Okay, let's go ahead and continue with the negative. I want to continue with the negative. I had a shit day today. I fell down the stairs, which hurt like a bitch. What really hurt, though, was realizing that my grandmother has that violence in her. I was like, abuela, joder, ¿qué te pasa? ¿Estás mal de la cabeza? I asked her to help me. She's the only one in the entire country that has a subscription premium to the Help I've Fallen and I Can't Get Up button. I asked her to press it. I was like, can you press it? And that was no help at all. She tucked it into her tank top. I was like, you are a bitch. I wish that, I think it'd be better if the CO2 just came on right now. Because then I could riff off something like, right guys? I wrestle, and I am not in high school. I'm an assistant wrestling coach. I wrestled in high school, but when you get older, there's not a lot of places where you can just go and wrestle. There's no pickup wrestling. You basically, the only option you have is to show up at high school practices, right? So either wrestle 14-year-olds as a coach or as a complete stranger. And I was like, I'm gonna go with the position of power, actually. I'm an assistant wrestling coach. It's actually a pretty good gig for anybody considering. I feel like maybe high school positions don't get a lot of clout, maybe not glamorous, but it's a good job. And to just be able to have this sanctuary where you can step out on the mat again, put those shoes on and beat the fuck out of 14-year-olds. I mean, it feels so good. Because they never see it coming. Every single time. It's always a different move. All they have after practice is questions. They're like, Coach, how did you get into my house at 3 a.m? I'm like, dude, you're asking the wrong fucking questions right now. Get back to fucking suicides or something. Not the exercise, the practice of it. I went to had a new experience recently. I went to a strip club for the first time in my life. Hold it on a Tuesday. Going to a strip club, it was a good experience, It was a pretty solid 6 hours. I don't know if I'm the strip club type, but if I do go back to a strip club this time, I'm gonna go inside. I know. Where's the CO2? No, I actually, that's a joke. I went into the strip club, and the first thing I noticed about the strip club, and actually myself, was that I don't think that I liked seeing other dudes be horny. And it's like not fun. Because then you gotta like jerk them off and everything. It's like, all right. I went to a private school in Lexington. Anybody here a fucking fan of Lexington? Good. That's what I thought too. I feel like no one really is. But I actually, that town is wealthy as fuck. I'm not wealthy as fuck. I'm like middle class. And I remember realizing just how poor I was relative to these kids, you know, just based off of like the types of fundraisers that the school was throwing. Like they were raising money for other towns as if they were third world countries. You know, this teacher came in, she was like, kids, let's get excited, all right? We're gonna put on this fundraiser and we're gonna raise the money that we need for the poor, and incredibly unprivileged children of Malden. I was like, wait, that's where I live. The fuck are you? It's Saturday, I didn't even have to be here. I volunteered to be called poor. Alright, I shouldn't have. I get anxious in the bedroom. Anybody else get anxious in the bedroom? Yeah? What's your problem in the bedroom? Well, why do you get anxious? Was it you? What's your deal?
Sometimes I can't keep an erection.
That's my problem too. But when I was 11 though, I thought, you know when you're like an insecure teenager? When you can't maintain an erection when you're an insecure teenager, that means you're gay. Alright. Obviously I realized I wasn't gay. I actually have I have like a hard time keeping that shit going. You know? Sometimes girls will offer blowjobs, which I think makes it worse. You know? Because at least if I'm having sex with you, I can at least delude myself into thinking I'm giving you guys something. I'm pointing at the guys into giving you guys something. You know? Like even if the dick is small, you know, even if it's like a noodle in a cement truck to you guys, you know? But like, with the blowjob, it's different. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just receiving. So then my anxiety just keeps running. It's like, is she expecting me to come? What do I do? Or, ow, her elbow was on my inner thigh. Has anybody experienced that? When a girl takes the sharpest part of her body, fucking posts up on your inner thigh. Like it's a tripod. I've always wanted to come from a blowjob. I've never come from a blowjob. I've always wanted that. You know? Like even when I was 7, you know, my teacher asked me, she said, Alvaro, what do you want to do when you grow up? I said, I'd like to come from a blowjob. And she said, get the fuck out of this classroom. Last thing I'll say, my friend asked me the other day, he said, Alvaro, have you ever told your mom to go fuck herself? I said, no, I've never told my mom to go fuck herself, but I have told her that I was fed up with her antics. All right. Take it easy, have a good night.
You know that it was a white friend that asked him if he ever told his mom to go fuck herself. You know, that's not a Hispanic thing. We don't do that. That's how you die. You know, that's absolutely not. Anyway, speaking of not white things, no, can't do that. No, that's not that. Fuck this. Kirby, everybody. Subtle racism, my love.
I've been getting it all night just because I'm sitting over there. I've been introduced as Kirby Laguerre, but I'm really Lord Legacy Shaw. I sat in the front because I wanted to be supportive, you know, as a comic. And then every time racists or black people is involved, I get the look. It's so hard being black, right? You can be a racist to other races. I hope you guys